So it's all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and starting next to them is George Russell. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Perez, Norris, Stroll, Oscar Piastri, Sainz, Leclerc, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Albon, Hulkenberg, Sargent, Gasly, Magnussen, Ricciardo, Bottas, Button, and the owner-driver rounds off the grid. Tsunoda and Zhou Guanyu. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here, but
What a wonderful fact in the corner that 25% of all women in the UK were named Mary. Hello everybody, it's Joe here, and welcome to the Equal Car Championship, round 7 at Silverstone. We had a terrible time of it in Spa. Mistakes were made during the feature race which led to a DNF, and we didn't get any points in the sprint, so it was a pointless weekend. But this is where we are going to come back stronger here at Silverstone, so let's get this sprint underway right now. Go, 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 go! And it is a very decent start there. We are ahead of Button, but Bottas is kind of blocking us in. I don't want to end up risking my wing in the first corner, so I had to back out of that one a little bit. Button's got past me, as a Tsunoda, but I've got a good little line through here as I break a little bit later, and I've overtaken Bottas and Button. I'm just looking around the outside now to see if there's any further places to be gained. There isn't, so we have gained off the start there, and they're going. Magnussen is having a look at another car. I can't see who it is because Magnussen is directly in the way, and I think it's Ricciardo, and I think he got nudged by Sargent. Looking around the outside of Luffield, see if there's a way through. I've sat at this corner, I've been to this race many a time. I really want to go again at some point, but yeah, most of the times I've been, I have sat at Luffield. No disappointment because I've seen a lot of action unfold in front of me. And speaking of unfolding, this battle between Sargent, Ricciardo and Magnussen is going to hot up down the hanger straight for sure, but I've got a great run here, and these guys are all attacking each other. I'm going to attack Ricciardo and Magnussen down, and so that was way too close. I'm very nearly smashed into Ricciardo there. I had to literally close my eyes because I literally thought the next thing I was going to hear was a crunch and that I was going to be missing a front wing. Thankfully, no such bad misfortune here, but we're now going down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo into the first corner, and what do you know, we've done it, up into P16. A very strong start to this sprint, but there's a long way to go in it yet. And I think Verstappen, once again, is leading the way. Now, he's retaken the championship lead here. He retook it in Spa, and, well, he took it for the first time this season. You know what? I want it back. We're going to try and sweep round the outside of Sargent. Are we making that work? I think we have. Yes, we have. There's an almighty battle ahead happening between Hamilton and Co. And we've managed to displaced Logan Sargent. Next up is Pierre Gasly, and I tell you what, we are flying forwards here, and it's these positions that we make now that make it easier to move forwards later in the sprint. So this is exactly what we need to be doing, and we're doing it well. Albon's having a look at somebody. I can't see who that is. I think that's Esteban Ocon. They're side by side down the hanger straight. I'm staying put here. And, well, Gasly's having no way through. Look at these two going at it. Albon and Ocon still side by side as we come into the club chicane. I was thinking of a cheeky look at Gasly. That's not happened. Look at Albon and Ocon, they're still side by side. They've been side by side for a whole sector. How is this one going to unfold? They're still side by side round turn 1. And Gasly is thinking, is there a look? No, there isn't. They're still side by side. How has this not resolved itself yet? And Albon stays ahead, but I think Ocon is going to have DRS on him. As I've got DRS on Gasly, I'm going alongside Gasly as Ocon once again tries for Albon. And they're going to be side by side again. No, they're not, because Ocon backs out of it. But I've got past Gasly. I've displaced of him. That is some great wheel-to-wheel action here at Silverstone. But I'm looking for a way through. There's not going to be one in tops. Just got to back out and bide my time there. And we're basking in some flawless British sunshine. Right, here we go. I may be able to have both of these. Is Ocon going to have a look at Albon? I think he is. Yes, he is. Can I get past them both? No, we're off the circuit and we've lost the place to Gasly and Ricciardo. Oh, that was worth a try, wasn't it? But it just didn't work out. And now we've got to repass Ricciardo and the two Alpines are going at each other. And we're at risk of losing a place to Sargent. If only I could get clear of these cars, we'd be able to make a bit of a push for it. But look at this, Gasly and Ocon now side by side. And these guys are going at it. Ricciardo's going to be backed up here. And I just wonder if there's a little way to have a look round the outside. There is. Ricciardo's not offering me room at all. And off the circuit we go. Thanks, Danny Rick. Thanks for that. Sargent's now having a look at coming past me. But that's not going to happen because we're just going to sweep round the outside again. And Gasly and Ricciardo are now side by side because Gasly lost out with Ocon. And you know what? I want to take advantage here. Right, Ricciardo's lost momentum. I've got Ricciardo. And now we're going to go for Pierre Gasly. Is there a way through down the inside of Cops? Or is this going to be the 2021 moment? No. Gasly manages to keep ahead. And Ricciardo's having a look through Beckett's. You just don't see cars overtaking there. Ricciardo's side by side with me through that section. What is happening in this race? This is madness. Absolute madness. Daniel Ricciardo may have another go at me here, but that's not going to happen. Wow, 4 laps in and this is just absolute madness. And I was moving forward at a nice rate earlier in this race, but that's all gone. I made a bit of a mistake there, but Ricciardo's not going to capitalise on that. But, wow, we were moving forward, and suddenly that's not happening. I just wonder, are these tyres, have I overdone it on the tyres, racing people I should not have been racing at this stage of the race? This doesn't fill me with confidence for the feature race later today, I tell you that much. But we are now gaining on Ocon and Gasly, or trying to.
1.6 seconds.
He's about a second and a half ahead of me, so let's try and bring that down. Ricciardo is staying with me. I just don't have... I need to push as hard as I can just to get Ricciardo clear. And I think I have just about cleared the main threat from Ricciardo. And we are getting ourselves back on the right track here. But Ricciardo is still there. He's going to have a go. And Ocon, Ricciardo's going to have a go. We're not gaining any pace. We're losing it. Ricciardo passes us for 15. And where is he going? What is he doing? We've lost 15th place to Daniel Ricciardo. Where is our pace? We just don't have it here.
Gap to your teammate behind is 3.2 seconds.
Wow, okay, now it's time to try and get back after Daniel Ricciardo. We're all over him. We're all over him here. and the strong start we had, we're really battling cars that we shouldn't be. But as a result, that's costing me time. But we're going to try and get back past Daniel Ricciardo right now. Purple first sector, and we are through. We are ahead of Ricciardo. And now I want to try and get back after Ocon and Gasly. I assure you I do not want to end up finishing in P15, but that may be our finishing position if we don't get clear. It's lap 6 of 17 here, so there's still quite a way to go in this sprint. But we're not clearing Ricciardo, he's staying with us. And I don't know how Ricciardo is doing that. And Ricciardo's just going to be through again. Ricciardo is through again. I'm not sure what we're doing wrong here. I'm really not sure what we're doing wrong. Do we just not have the pace? Like, we've done a PB at 130.8. I just don't understand what we've done wrong. Our pace is literally nowhere here. Let's get ready for another attack on Daniel Ricciardo. We will have to save the head scratching for later. I didn't have enough time to get the run complete. Oh no! And now we've got into him, and that's a new front wing needed. Oh, bugger! I was trying to have a look around the outside of Luffield, but straight away we've gone into him, and that has gone horribly wrong for us. So now we're going to need a new front wing. And this season is going from bad to worse here at Silverstone. I really am hoping that come the main race we can make something up. Dear oh dear oh dear, it has all gone wrong here. And we will be pitting for a new front wing. And I'm just going to be praying that at some point we get a safety car in this sprint. Right, in we come. Let's get a set of mediums on. And see how far they take us. It's a disappointing sprint so far at Silverstone. I'm hoping this can be turned around though. Right, into the pits. Get this front wing off. Get some new tyres on it. And let's just go absolutely ham. The worst part about this is that this is the longest pit lane on the calendar. Maybe apart from Qatar, I'm not sure. Guys, in the comments, let me know. But we are now stone dead last. And that has ruined the entire day. I'm hoping we get a safety car. Really hoping for a safety car. Because with fresh tyres, we'd be able to make our way through. But other than that, I think we're pretty much stuck where we are. Coming up to end lap 8 out of 17. It's going to be a very long run to the finish now. That we're nearly half a minute behind the next car. But it is quite a big ask to ask those soft tyres to do 17 laps, so I don't know. we might be able to make a couple of positions by the end, and hopefully we'll have a couple of cars drop out at the sprint, which will improve our position further. All I'm saying is we lost so much time fighting Ricciardo here, and that's going to be further points lost to Verstappen that we're going to have to somehow find a way to make up in the Grand Prix. It's frustrating because we've done well at the start of the season, apart from maybe Canada, which we don't talk about, but you know, for the most part we've done okay. And then Spa was an absolute write-off, and we've come here and another mistake has been made where we've gone into the back of Daniel Ricciardo. It's frustrating to tell the truth, but there's still a long way to go in this sprint yet. And there's still half the sprint to go, and there's a long race ahead of us for the main event, so hopefully, touch wood, we can make some gains. Right, we've just set our personal best now, 1:30.0. So the one issue we were having there was tyres. I feel like perhaps we would have been quicker starting on the mediums. It looks like there's an interesting battle going on at the front. I wish I could see who was leading. But also our teammate really doesn't seem to have any pace here at all. So Button also really struggling. And Daniel Ricciardo is out of the race. Well, I can't help but think karma at that. Given you're the reason I have no front wing, but shh.
Yellow flag.
A little annoyed that it's not come to a safety car.
Okay, be aware there's an
But he's
incident
parked
next
up
part of the
pretty
track.
safely
No
on the hanger
overtaking
straight
through the yellow
there.
flags.
So Ricciardo out of the race. That's one position we'll have in the Grand Prix.
Track is clear, green flag.
So at least we won't be starting the Grand Prix from stone dead last. I think that's Verstappen back in front now. But like I said, I think there's an interesting battle going on. It seems a lot more interesting than my angle, to tell you the truth. It does mean we have a more challenging Grand Prix ahead of us, but I'm built for a challenge, so let's do this. We are gaining on Jenson Button. We've just set a purple middle sector there. I wonder if we can catch Jenson by the end. I know it's a tall order, but we're catching him by like 3 seconds a lap. Is that going to be enough to not really catch him, but at least give him something to worry about at the end?
Our gap to the car in front is 16.5 seconds.
I'm hoping we get a spinner at some point. We haven't seen a spinner for a while, and that really could shake things up. I would take a safety car or a red flag. A red flag would be preferable, I think, because then we can just try and jump a load of cars off the restart. And we have got another car slowing. We have got another car slowing. I believe it's Logan Sark, Yuki Tsunoda. Tsunoda's out of the race.
Caution.
Please, can we have a safety car now?
Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead.
No, he would have pulled off well to the side. So that's Tsunoda out. We've gained 2 places now. And we've got a green flag there. I was really hoping that would translate to a safety car. It does not, but it again means another position gained for the race. At this point, all we can do is hope for high attrition, and maybe that'll help us move forwards just a little bit. But both AlphaTauris then out of the sprint. That makes their Grand Prix hard work. Annoyingly, ours is going to be hard work too. 13-second fine button. I wonder, are we catching quick enough to maybe just give him something to think about at the end? There he is. I know we're catching relatively quickly. We need to keep catching at that rate though. And the battle for the lead seems to be closing up again. I'd love to see how this one ends up. I think it's going to be Max, because why would it be anybody else? But just saying, if oh, that's deep there. That's putting pay to my charge, I think. But if someone can just, if someone other than Max could grab this win, that would help me championship-wise. So maybe not all hope is lost yet, but certainly in regards to this sprint race, hope is lost. In regards to our finishing position. And it's going to be a Grand Prix to try and move forward and see where we can end up. I still think a podium is on, especially if we nail the strategy. I tell you what, we're catching Button at quite an exponential rate here. If we can keep doing this, we will have DRS on the last lap. I've done some quick maths here. 3 seconds a lap, 4 laps to go. We'd gain 12 seconds, so we'd be on Button during the last lap. So let's keep that momentum going. Let's keep attacking. And let's try and gain one more position out of this sprint. It's been a miserable sprint, but there may be one position to gain out of it just yet. So that is what we're going to push for here. We've got 9.1 seconds now to Button. It's going to be the first time all season that we would have started a race outside the top 10. But we sure as hell are going to finish the race inside the top 10. That is what is going to happen here. And the gap to Button, 7.5 seconds. And I tell you what, now the pace is good because we caught up with Sargent in a big way as well. So we're 10.9 off of Sargent, and we're now 6.9 off of Button. So yes, we are going to catch, if we can manage this pace, we are going to catch Button by the end. It's a matter of when, not if, and we should be right behind him starting the final lap. I'd say let's try and push for Sargent too, but that really is going to be a too-tall order. We've got 3 laps to go here. And I am pushing to attack my teammate Jensen Button, who is now 5.7 ahead. And now it's 5.2. Ever so fast now. We're bringing this gap down. This charge is happening. We go a little bit deep out of Cops. That's fine. 5 seconds now is the deficit to Button. And he is getting ever closer to us. for sure we are going to be right behind him going into the final lap. He's really lost out to Sargent too, so it's really not gone well for him. 4.4 seconds is the gap. And Perez is in the pits. Perez in the pits. So that's going to be another place gain. Something's happened to Perez. We move up another place. I will happily take that. We will have a look after the race at what happened to Perez. But the gap to Jenson Button, 3.5 seconds. We will be with him at the end of this lap. Surely now, there is nothing that will stop me from catching Button and overtaking him. Maybe overtaking, but there's nothing that will stop me catching him because we are right there. Look at it now, 2.1, he's there. We can just see him right in front of us now. Perez is on soft tyres. He's going to be on a charge because there'll be fresh soft tyres, but I don't think Perez will make any threat to us at this stage now. I think it's way too late for Perez to make a threat. But this is where the battle is. Myself and Jenson Button. And I'm right there. There he is, look.
Okay, so the gap to the car ahead, 1.6 seconds.
The gap visibly has come down. There he is. And surely this lap we're going to have him. Surely. I wonder if Jenson has a problem because he just doesn't seem to have any kind of pace at all. So I wonder if he has a problem or if he's got damage. One thing's for certain is that this lap we will have a run. I don't think we're going to have DRS down the straight, but you know what? I don't think that's going to matter. Look how much we gain round the corners. Perez is really on a charge here. I think he's going to grab fastest lap. There's Jenson Button. We're not going to pass him round here, but we are going to go for it. I think around the outside of Luffield might be a chance. It is a chance. Look, he just has no traction. He has no traction. We're side by side with our teammate. Button's not having any of it though. He is having none of it. And he manages to fight us off. But surely we're going to have a run now. Max Verstappen does win, predictably, the sprint race. And will start on pole. But what is going to happen here between two teammates? Surely we're going to have the run now. Button covers. He's doing everything he can to cover. We're going to go down the hanging straight. Button goes to cover again. We're going for the outside line. And we do overtake Jenson Button right at the end to gain P18. And that improves our starting position for the main event. But it's been a very, very difficult sprint race. And P18, the best we could do.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
With the sprint wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the
So that's
race
it then.
tomorrow.
Max Verstappen winning the sprint race.
No
Lando Norris and George Russell giving it their best go though, and I think that's encouraging for them for the feature race. Piastri is 4th, Hamilton 5th, Sainz is 6th, then it's Alonso and Leclerc rounding out the top 8 with Albon and Stroll 9th and 10th. But what happened to Perez? Because he was right at front. It was lap 15 he pitted. So whatever happened this lap. So let's have a look. We're riding on board with Perez here. So this will be it then. Coming down the hanger straight. Huh? Oh, he had a puncture. He had a puncture. Can't see which tyre it was. Let's get a better look. Left rear. So his left rear punctured. It's a shame no one hit him, really. Could have gained more places, but is what it is. And a difficult day ends here. But we will come back stronger in the race. I'm sure of it. The energy is high. The confidence is high. Let's see what we can do. Join me for the main event. Till then, TTFN, Tata for now. Take care and thank you for watching.